Can you actually become more lucky? Can you ensure that things will always go your way? That's what we're going to talk about today. What's up, superheroes? Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. I'm Scarlet Grace from Seraph.com. I'm a manifestation coach, and today's video is about the number one belief to cultivate in order to make your life run much more smoothly and to manifest your desires faster. So if you're new here and you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of attraction and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. And if you need some extra help or my personal advice for your situation, email coaching is available. I also have a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person. So if that's what you're looking for, then click the links in the description to check all of those things out. So let's talk about the number one belief for you to adopt if you want your life to run more smoothly and for more good things to happen in your life and for all your desires to manifest faster. So this is the belief that you need to adopt for all those good things to happen. The belief is, everything always works out to my benefit. Here's how this works. Obviously, most people, myself included, have many experiences where things haven't worked out to our benefit. But here's the thing. The mistake you are making, and the mistake I had been making for many years, is believing that things by themselves can be good or bad. In other words, I used to believe, and you probably believe too, that some things are inherently good or bad. And this is not true at all. Because nothing in this reality has any inherent meaning. Everything around you, all the events that happen, all those things only have the meaning you assign to them. So this means that nothing by itself is bad. But when you look at it and think to yourself or say out loud, hey, this is a bad thing and this is going to create more bad things in my life. This is bad and this is going to have bad consequences, and oh man, what are we going to do here? This is so bad. Then bad things start happening that are connected to this original thing that you decided was bad. Now the trick here is, you can look at anything, even if it normally to most people look like a really negative thing, and decide that this, as well as everything else in your reality, since this is your reality and you create a whole thing with your imagination, you can look at this seemingly negative thing and decide that, you know what, everything always works out to my benefit. So this event, this thing that just happened, even if everyone else thinks it is really negative, I know that this is going to work out to my benefit. And this will change everything. Because as I said, nothing by itself has any meaning. Things are not positive by themselves and things are not negative by themselves. Things just are. You assign the meaning, and based on the meaning you assign to an event, a chain of events happens that follows this original event, and this chain of events is connected to that event that you termed positive or negative, and this chain of events leads to something else. And this something else can be a positive thing or it can be a negative thing. Whether this is positive or negative is determined by whether this original event that started it all was something you decided was positive or negative. So, to put it simply, you can take any event, no matter how negative it looks, decide that it is actually a positive event and that it's going to work out to your benefit. And if you convince yourself that this is going to work out to your benefit, it will actually work out to your benefit. It will create events in the physical world to prove your assumption right that this was a positive event all along, just because you decided it was positive. So here's how to actually do it. First of all, if you do daily affirmations in the morning and in the evening, like I have explained how to do in many of my videos, simply add this affirmation to your list of affirmations, to the list of beliefs you want to plant into your subconscious mind. Add the belief that everything is always working out to my benefit. Simple as that. And if you say it every day, it will start sinking in and you will see it reflected in your physical reality, in the circumstances around you. Now, the second thing you need to do to plant this belief in your subconscious mind is this. When something happens that you would normally assign a negative meaning to, stop and instead tell yourself, I know that everything in my reality always works out to my benefit. So how could this particular event work out to my benefit? And now try to answer the question, because you will find that in many cases, for many things that we see as negative, if we actually try to find the positive in them, something will come up. Now, this doesn't mean that this is the only positive outcome that can come of this event, but it will help feel better and actually believe that this is going to work to your benefit if you find at least one positive thing about it. So for everything you would normally term bad, try to think of a few reasons why this is actually good for you, why this is actually to your benefit. For example, you get to work and the elevator isn't working. Everything works out to my benefit. How could this be to my benefit? Well, it's an opportunity to get some exercise in by taking the stairs. Or you go to the grocery store and they're out of your favorite cereal. Well, okay, this works out to my benefit. It's an opportunity for me to try something new that maybe I will end up liking even more. Or you're about to go out with your friends when they cancel in the last minute. This works out to my benefit. I was tired anyway. It's an opportunity to stay home and catch up on the last episodes of my favorite TV series. Or maybe you're about to leave for work when you notice that you have a flat tire. This is awesome. Everything works out to my benefit. Because imagine if that tire had exploded while you were on the highway. You could have ended up killed or badly injured. So everything always works out to your benefit. It's only a matter of looking at those things that you would normally term negative, deciding that this thing, no matter how negative it looks right now, it is going to work out to my benefit and coming up with a few reasons how this could be possible. So you do that for every negative thing that you come across. You try to come up with a few reasons why this is working to your benefit. But you're probably wondering what happens with those things where it is really hard to find a way to see them as something that is to your benefit. For example, what if you get into a car accident or something really bad happens? Well, here's the thing. It is not always directly obvious to us how something could be to our benefit. Sometimes we come across an event, we come across a situation that looks purely negative, and we cannot find a way how this could be to our benefit no matter how hard we try. Here's the thing though, many events we do not know how they're going to go and what they're going to lead to until they actually lead to something different. So say for example that something comes up and you're really late for work and you know that if you're late one more time, you're 100% going to be fired because it's not the first time it happens. So you really struggle to see anything positive in this event. But what if you had started to work on time, you had been at a specific place at a specific time and had an accident and you were dead now? Now, this is something you couldn't even guess could have happened because stuff like that, unless we're actually in the wrong place at the wrong time, we don't even consider them. But keep in mind that there is always a possibility that something that seems really bad to you has happened just so something much worse doesn't happen to you. In other words, just because you manifest your own reality, you unconsciously manifested a situation that may look bad right now, but is actually protecting you from something much, much worse. Because let's say you're manifesting a new job, or more money, or your specific person. Well, you cannot experience and manifest any of that in your physical reality if you're not alive to experience it, right? So you will not manifest for yourself something that will get you killed or very seriously injured. So something that seems negative, like something coming up and making you late for work, may happen just so it ensures that you stay alive and you stay well so that the rest of the things you want to manifest gets manifested in your reality. To ensure that you remain alive so that you can experience all those good things. So no matter how bad something looks, it is extremely possible that it was exactly what was needed to happen to keep you safe and to keep you alive and to keep you from getting into even more trouble, to keep you from experiencing something even worse. And the other thing many people do not consider is that sometimes something seemingly bad happens to ensure that we will be in the right place at the right time for something awesome to happen. Now, for example, you will never connect the fact that you were late to work today with the fact that you met the girl of your dreams on the subway. But would you be on that very same train if you weren't late for work? You wouldn't. You would have caught the previous train, so you would never meet this girl. So you may not connect the fact that you were late to work with the fact that you met this person, this awesome person, but they're directly connected. It's just that we tend to look at things individually and we don't ever try to analyze how a small change that happened in your morning routine may have led to something truly awesome happening. So when you come across an event that looks bad and for whatever reason you cannot find something positive for it, just decide that the positive thing is still there, that this event is still working to your benefit. You just cannot see it right now because you don't know everything and you do not know every event that is happening around the globe right now. So just because you cannot see the event, just because you do not see what this seemingly negative event will lead to, doesn't mean that it's not going to lead to something positive. So, in fact, if you decide that this event works out to your benefit, it will definitely lead to something positive. And it doesn't really matter whether you can connect that something positive that happens later to that original event. Because if you adopt this belief that everything always works out to your benefit, and if you do this with every negative event that comes up, and instead of getting upset, if you tell yourself that it's all right, this looks bad, but everything always works out to my benefit, so this is going to work out to my benefit too, then you will notice within a few days that you start becoming more lucky. You suddenly are at the right place at the right time every single time. You suddenly get the winning ticket. You suddenly meet all the right people. Things happen much more effortlessly in your life. Maybe all the lights are green when you drive to work, so you stop being late. It will start with probably little things and it will go to bigger and bigger positive things really working out for you the more you do this. And once this belief truly sinks into your subconscious and it becomes a belief your whole life operates from, then you will be living an amazing life because everything will have a weird synchronization. Everything will be in sync in such a way that things will consistently work out for you. Now, if you like this video, then hit the like button, share it so other people can find it and watch it too. And if you haven't already, then subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. Thank you so much for watching.